what you say.
No.
There it is.
Let's hear it.
Well, let's hear it.
Talk to us. Uh-oh.
Beadle and Decker, taking on sports talk like no one else. Michelle Beadle,
I'm just helping. I'm helping America one by one.
Cody Decker.
I 100% believe in revenge. Revenge is a great thing.
Back to the sports.
Back and ready for more.
Every time I tune them out, they pull me back in.
It's Beadle and Decker. Here's Michelle and Cody.
Hello.
That's right. That's right. Look, people. Look. It's real. It's
Ta-da! Sweaty hair and everything. Woohoo! Love the sweaty hair. Love it.
Return of
goodness.
Michelle Beadle. By the way, everybody has missed you greatly.
Oh,
I can't.
that's
Me
very
included,
nice.
by the way. I've been surrounded by some pretty good friends lately, and I don't know. I've missed you.
Thanks, buddy. I like that. Miss you guys too. Our queen. The queen is back, Joanna. Thank you for acknowledging that.
More importantly, how has your week been? Or man, it's been a whole week since I've last seen you. How has your
I know.
days been? How's it been?
It's been pretty good. Like I've gotten in a good habit of taking really long, like 4 or 5, 6 mile walks down the beach and back. And like,
Really?
yeah, they're filming Baywatch today right over here, like not far from me. So I feel like later I'll probably go get discovered. I guess is how it works in
Finally.
LA.
It's about
Yeah,
fucking
I know.
time.
It's like, yeah, Libby Dunn, Brooks Nader, whatever, bro, watch this. And then I'll just run slow-mo and they can't not hire me.
I know. As long as they stay at you in the front, because you know
Thank
your
you.
strengths. You know.
Yeah,
your
you're not gonna want to see my butt, unless we've got prosthetics. And if we can get a prosthetic, which I'm not against, I'm in.
Well, I've
Show
seen
it all.
Notting Hill. Julie Roberts talks about a butt double, or you can get yourself a butt double, like a
No,
serious butt
that was
double.
Pretty Woman. She had like a full on double, like the legs and everything, full on.
Yeah. So
No,
why
my
can't
legs
we
are
get-
fine. Just the
I know
butt.
that.
But-
I know, but why don't we get you like a Michelle Beadle butt double? It could be anybody. Like, listen, I don't mean to. Listen, I'm not saying that I should be your butt double, but hear me
That
out
would be
on this.
actually funny if you did like a blatant, clearly not my butt double.
Well, Michelle, I don't have a lot of good qualities as a human being, I should really say. But the
Interesting.
one thing I definitely do have, and this is true, and I was complimented. This is true. Yesterday at the bar by a random girl, she saw my ass like as I was walking by, and she's like, "My God, that is like a shelf, isn't it?" Like, how?
Wow. I would
Like,
never say that to someone.
I didn't know. By the way, can you explain this to me, Michelle? I didn't know this, and I really legitimately. I do a lot of leg workouts. I do lift
Sure.
legs. I'm a guy that doesn't want to be a top heavy lad, so I do
No,
a
it
lot of
looks
squats.
weird.
Are women into that? Because I've been told this week by like 3 different women. Oh no, the fact that you have legs is very attractive. Women really appreciate a great ass and legs. I'm like, do they really? I didn't know that.
Well, yeah, I think it's just ideally it's like a well-rounded human. Like I feel like that is the idea. So it looks like you're actually an active human being rather than you're just going to a gym and doing like chest and arms. You know what I mean? Like that to me it just shows that you're actually out doing stuff. You're doing things.
So it's
Yeah,
just
like I mean that's how I look at it. Yeah, like if I look at someone, it's like then I think, oh, they must hoop, they must do other things, not just like go to the gym for the sake of going to the gym. And I think I don't know. I personally I don't love the idea of just living in a gym. I feel like that's actually quite sad.
Well, you don't have to throw that in my face and be that sad for me. Listen, I live.
No, you don't live
life
there. Like you're not
sometimes.
there 24 hours a day. Like there are people that's all they do. They're like, I'm gonna work out for 3 hours. I'm like, unless you're being paid in some physical like realm where you actually need that's sad. That's an hour a day. Perfect.
Well, like you said, you found your thing. You're walking up and down the beach. How
Yeah.
is that like? Are you like going up the boardwalk? Are you walking in the sand? Like, are you going to restaurants? Like, how are you making whole days of it? Like, how's
No,
that?
I'm not going to restaurants. I'm just walking. Like I'm either going. I mean, sometimes it's sand if I decide to start at the very end over here at Marina Del Rey. But usually I cut over to where the Whaler is and that sidewalk all the way down to Santa Monica and back, basically. Yeah, like it's a pretty good. I did it the other day. I did it on whatever day that was, and it's from here to just not quite to Shutters. Like you can see Shutters, and then back is 6 miles. Legit.
You know what's
That's
funny?
right.
A buddy of mine that I grew up with, like I ran into him recently, and it was quite fascinating. He was telling me like because he's like got he has a kid now. He's gotten out of shape. He used to be like a male model, like chiseled, and I just happened to be walking by him like on the street one day. And we chatted for a second. He's like, "So what do I do? How do I get back in shape?" I'm like, "Well, you're a dad, and you take care. Like it's hard to go to the gym. Like how I explained it to him, like what I do, and it's clearly what you're doing as well. I find sneaky ways to kind of exercise that aren't exercising. Like I ride my bike
Yeah.
around the town a lot. If I'm going to the supermarket and I'm only getting like one or two things, I'll ride my bike there. Or I'll
Yep.
go to a walk, like you just said. I'll walk to my favorite bar, which is
Love
about
it.
a mile away, and I'll walk back.
Oh yeah. With this
Yeah,
weather, there's literally no excuse. You should
exactly.
walk.
Like absolutely
Quite
walk. So I
frankly.
like try to do it. I golf, and when I golf, I walk the golf course. Not that it's
Yep.
like a crazy workout, but it's a
Oh, it's
thousand free
something.
burned calories.
It's something. Um, it's Yeah, I love how everyone's giving me advice. Trust me, guys. It's not a lack of effort. I take a hot sculpt class every single day of the week, literally. If I miss a day, that's it. I take Sunday off maybe and I'll do a long ass walk. I'm on peptides. I'm on all the things. Like the rest of me, I'm good with. Like I'm actually fine with the butt too. I don't actually give a shit, to be quite frank. But the rest of me is fine. Like skin's going all right. Like we're on the peptides. We're doing all the stuff you're supposed to do. It's
Got
just
it, buddy.
I'm not a person that was ever going to have a butt. My dad doesn't have a butt. My mom didn't have a butt. There's muscle in there. I feel the muscle. I can feel it right now. It's just not ever going to be poofy.
Can I
And
ask you
I'm
a
never going
question?
to do anything about it because I don't care enough to do anything about that.
It's funny you say that. Like I've never. Should I get on the peptides, or do you think that'll make me like too? Will that make me like really like? I don't want to get like
No, no, no,
bigger than
no.
I am now.
Peptides are not, it's not steroids. It's not creatine. They're like I do a stack. One's called a glow stack and one's called like don't even ask me for all the names of these things. But they're more like they all do different things. A lot of them are like
Hmm.
skin related, a lot of them are energy related. It's a lot of anti-aging properties in these things. You can do a stack of peptides that are geared towards sort of bulking up or what have you, but that's nothing I do. Like I think that's more of a dude thing. I don't really need to bulk up, but peptides are, NAD, like there's a reason why we all know these letters these days. It's
Mm-hmm.
sort of the thing. First we had all of the GLPs, which are still kicking ass, and then the peptides rolled in, and I'm injecting myself 2, 3 times a day. So here we is.
You know what?
I'm
Everyone's in
just
the
trying to
chat
grab.
right now.
By the way, the good news is what I used to be able to grab around my belly, as far as like, you're supposed to grab a little bit less and less to grab around my belly. I'm now having to put it in like my butt and like stuff like that. So I feel pretty good about that progress. I'm not gonna lie to
That's
you. I'm not gonna
pretty
lie.
sweet. See, I still
Mhm.
have that little mini tie. It's not big, but it's like it's enough for me to notice it because I grew up fat. So every time I look in the mirror, I only see the fat kid. No matter what I do, when I see the mirror now, like a lot of people have been like complimenting me, like, "Oh, when you started shaving your head, this is really the look for you, Cody." Really,
You
really,
found it.
that's really nice of all you. I see my ugly ass father, you fucks.
Uh, yeah, no, that's the thing is we have different things. It's so funny because like my mom never worked out a day in her life. Like that's not a
Mm.
thing. Like Europeans back in my mom's era, they don't work out. I remember the first few times I'd go visit my mom and I'd go for runs into town and back. Like people thought I was nuts. They're like, "Are you just running for fun?" I was like, "Mom, I'm running to get exercise." Like that's just not, it's a walking continent, quite frankly. I'm not even going to narrow it down to one country. So it's that thing I was just talking about. Their way of staying in shape back then. Now the younger generations obviously are all sort of doing the same stuff, but back then you were either, you see the little old Italian ladies who are used to walking into town and back up the giant hill back home with the fresh vegetables and the fish and whatever every single day. So they'd have these monster calves. And it was one of my favorite parts of going to Italy. I was like, I love the little old ladies with the monster calves that just came from living life, not from like doing anything about it. So my mom never worked out a day in her life. What she did have though was very defined like arms and shoulders, which I have. Like I
You
don't
have
have to do
those.
a lot to get them. They've always sort of been there. They are now because I've been working out. But yeah, and I'll never forget that. Like I remember I have a picture of my mom somewhere around here where she had short hair, was super tan. We lived outside basically, and she's just standing there with like David Robinson shoulders, not a day in her life. That was from picking up 3 kids. Like that's all she needed to do. So it's kind of great.
Well,
Andre.
I know this for a fact. In my time of knowing Michelle Beadle, I know for a fact the best shape she has ever been in her life, and she knew it whether she admitted it out loud or not. I'm basing it on the amount of photos that were posted. You walked around Croatia
Oh,
quite a bit, and you definitely were never in
I
better shape.
can't wait to do it again. Like I have more abs now than I did back then. I'm just tan. I need a tan. I can't
Yeah.
wait. Like it's like yeah, I'm addicted to hot classes. Just without it, I think I would mentally break down. Especially these days. You're just trying to get your nervous system to like relax. So you got to find a routine and you got to stick with it. Huh.
Absolutely. Okay,
I
well, let's
know.
start
I
talking
know you
about
want to get to it. Get
how
to it.
great Michelle looks. I know it's been a
Like
great time
weird.
for all of you. Michelle, let's talk about actual sports for just a minute.
Let's do it.
WBC was incredible. US loses, Venezuela wins. All right, let's. All right, first, let me just put this graphic up just so I could say I made the graphic. I'd like to just leave.
There it is. There it is.
Venezuela wins it all. It was awesome. Michelle, there were two teams in this game. A team that really, really wanted to win and
Damn.
Team USA. I don't know what to say other than this was. Can I just show you a video of the final out?
Absolutely.
Because the pitcher, Danny Palencia, with
Palencia.
2 strikes, facing his final hitter,
Mm.
had to step off the mound because he had too many tears in his eyes, Michelle. And
Buddy.
I'm not kidding. Please just watch this. And if you don't feel something, you can't feel anything.
Wow.
Venezuela, the best in baseball.
Nice. Breaking.
Unbelievable.
By the way, I have like actual goosebumps. That is
I know.
so awesome.
How loud is that?
It's
By the way,
really loud.
that's the Miami Marlins stadium. You want to sit here and tell me, well, nothing will work in Miami. No one wants to go see
Damn.
baseball in Miami. Fuck off. Look at that.
Was it that large of a Venezuelan group or was it people rooting against? Like, I wonder
I mean,
what
was
it all came down to.
but it was also that way for Dominican games, Puerto Rican, like that place. They were
So
packed
we're
in
Latino
there.
countries basically were like, whoever makes it to this final, that's we're loud. We are going to be as loud as
They
possible.
were,
Okay.
they
That's fair.
were, and they were a blast
Love.
to watch. I couldn't get enough of this tournament and this team. But before we get to what we're going to mainly talk about on this exact tournament, let's just really quick. Venezuela was phenomenal from Jump Street. They deserve to win this. The passion that they showed on the field. Watching how many grown Ronald Acuna Jr. has won a World Series and an MVP. He was crying on that field after that game.
I love
that
it.
manager, one of the most winningest managers in Venezuelan baseball history. The Mexican manager, most winning manager in Mexican baseball history, Benji Gil, who I played for in Mexico. You had over there in Nicaragua, you had Dusty Baker, Hall of Famer, coaching that team. And then, of course, and the U.S. team, you had MLB Network contributor Mark DeRosa, who doesn't know the rules and made an ass of himself for a while. Here's what I want to talk about. Michelle, why was this fucking U.S. team the weirdest team I'd ever watched in my life? They were ungodly joyless and, dare I say, fucking unlikable.
But like from what all I've read or listened to or heard, it's like, I don't know. I don't know if it starts with the manager, like bringing in the SEAL Team 6 guy. I don't really understand the tie in there. I don't know if we've all just decided we're warmongers. I mean, perhaps that was America's theme going into this.
They really were. They were doing.
I mean, that's weird to me. Like, it's just odd. But they said, wasn't it Aaron Judge that was like, this is like kind of a big deal? Like somebody said it was like a bigger deal than was it Olympics or World Series?
It was Aaron Judge, but
yeah,
but it's weird. It's like a start. Every step of the way, this U.S. team was just weird because early in the tournament, of course, we remember Aaron Judge's just electric speech to the team. Then you
He's
followed
so
up with
blah.
Bryce,
God.
yeah, Bryce Harper doing an interview saying, "Oh yeah, this is great, but it's not the Olympics." So he starts the tournament by shitting on the
That's
tournament.
right. That's
Then,
right.
then you
Because he knew.
have the manager who doesn't know how the pool play worked and almost got them out of the tournament based on him not knowing the rules and run differentials. Then you got him blaming the media for creating a narrative, by quoting
Oh,
him directly. Um,
I've heard that game played before. Where'd he get
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Interesting.
And then you just had the weird ass before Team Canada. Hey, like it's been tweeted at like ad nauseum, but I can't admit I can't get enough of this. It's like Team Japan, yeah, we're fun and exciting. Team Italy, yeah, we're drinking espresso in the dugout. Team
Super fun.
Venezuela, we're having dance parties with our fans after the games. Dominican Republic, yeah, we're having dance parties before, during, and after the games. And Team USA is like, we strategically brought in the man who shot Osama bin Laden, even though it's been
Like, that is some SNL shit. Like, during a war that we started. Like,
yeah.
the whole thing is just, again, look, I've made no secret of my feelings when it comes to Team USA sports in general. Lately, I am against it. I will root against them. That because I am a patriot, quite frankly. It's why I
Mhm.
do this, because I do love my country. I'm mortified by what we are at the moment.
Mhm.
I hope to Christ it's not what we are forever. I hope in my lifetime this gets back on track. But it's yeah, a true patriot knows when you don't just blindly rah 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 and wave a flag. You feel things. You want to be represented in a good light globally. You want the world to look at you as a nation and think, "Hey, that's a cool group of people." We're all together in this little thing called life, and we're not that right now. So I boo everything Team USA, and I would have rooted for God, I would have rooted for all kinds of teams that would have been playing Team USA, quite frankly. So here we is. Here, but
Yeah,
I again, I was dead. I was like, the guy that shot Osama bin Laden. Sure, sure, yeah, I could see why that would be motivational. What are we doing? You
by the
weird
way,
sons
other
of
members
bitches.
of the SEAL Team 6 have disputed his claims on that he was the one that shot Osama bin
By
Laden.
the way, again, right on brand.
Yes.
Right on brand.
I don't know what to say other than this was like weird military cosplay, and baseball is probably the biggest culprit of this than any other sport. It really
Sure.
is because as someone that has played, because I played for the San Diego Padres, and yes, there's a big military contingent down there due to the base
Oh,
that's
yeah.
down there. I played in Double A San Antonio, where you're from. Big military base
Big.
there, obviously there. Same with El Paso, Texas, big military base there. So military does get
Damn.
entrenched in a lot of these sports. But man, I don't. This was supposed to show how fun baseball was, and
It
all they
did.
showed me is we are so not fun in America. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's again, all of this against the particular backdrop that we find ourselves living in currently is what I think made it. Because I kept asking myself, I was like, look, if we weren't actively in a war that was started by us, uh, as a big favor to our friends in Israel, would we feel as weirdly about this Osama bin Laden cat as we did? But I couldn't even imagine it because it's the reality. We are in a war and they brought this guy. So it just made the whole thing feel even more like we're perpetuating this again, warmongering. I don't know, man. Like again, I had no issue rooting against them. They certainly made it easy for those of us who might have been on the fence.
Yeah,
To pick another team, y'all. Pick any other team.
yeah. It
I'm so
was.
glad it was Venezuela too. Like it
I
just
know.
come on, man. Like this is awesome. We've pissed off enough places that I feel like there's going to be a good chance for some retribution in many upcoming sort of global sporting events. It'll be fun to sort of see what folks can come together. Literally, think about we pissed everyone off. We even
Mhm.
pissed Canada off for God's sake. So like
Oh yeah.
this is going to be a fun one. It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, it has been absolutely wild. A great tournament, by the way. I just had so much fun watching
You
this thing.
loved it.
It was just so much fun, Michelle. It legitimately was. It was like just showing the world, look, this is what baseball can be if us Americans can just remove the seemingly largest sticks out of our asses.
No. No. It's crazy that there wasn't like one guy that was sort of the outlier. Like You know, like you need like an Anthony Edwards type dude, somebody
Mhm.
like that who's just sort of maybe unaware of the lameness around them and they just sort of exude light. That doesn't seem to even exist, which is crazy to me. Like, what did y'all's deal? Boo! Oh, I should have gone just a boo. Damn it.
By the way,
Missed
last
that.
real quick little thing because you've seen some players and some fans really react to this like this is the most important thing that's ever happened. Now, granted, this is a tournament
Yes,
that's only been 20 years old and it's really grown in that 20 years. This is the sixth WBC we've ever had. The ratings were really high. Like they were
I
getting
bet.
NBA, Major League Baseball ratings, playoff ratings in this tournament in March. It was pretty cool to see in today's day and age.
Hmm.
But man, it was there was a massive discussion and like fighting that was taking place on baseball Twitter yesterday, and some other sports were getting involved. And it was weird. A few players were saying, and you mentioned it, Aaron Judge said this feels bigger and better than the World Series, which I know every Yankee fan was really pissed off to hear Aaron Judge say out
Dare
loud.
you?
I get it. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. But it's been also weird seeing other players talk about how important, like Kike Hernandez, who's played in 5
Hmm.
World Series, saying like this one just feels different wearing this, Puerto Rico on my chest, and then Derek Jeter's come out saying, well, basically shitting on all of it. Is like this sounds like just a bunch of people that's never played in World Series. You don't know the intensity of a World Series. To which I'm like, God damn it, Derek Jeter, don't be the old man yelling in the room because
Is the old
Kike
man yelling?
Hernandez has played in 6 fucking World Series. I think he's got an idea.
Yeah, and was very relevant in them, wasn't just along for the ride. Yeah, I think, well, it sounds to me like Derek Jeter's trying to poo-poo it because they didn't win and US wasn't the best at the sport they call their pastime, and it's funny as fuck. And there are nations participating that have active grudges, and rightfully so, against us. Puerto Rico, Venezuela. I mean, just go down the list. Mexico,
All the
Kenya,
teams in the tournament except Israel.
everyone in some form or another. Whether you want to be political or not, it's impossible to ignore things that happen on a daily basis. And when your nation, your country is attacked, uh, physically, verbally, in most cases, and just sort of just shit on by some of the grossest human beings we've ever put in power, like, how do you not use that as fuel? My goodness, I'm using it as fuel and I freaking live here. So
Mhm.
I get it. Like if it already means a lot because we know there's a national pride involved with a lot of these global events. We see it in the Olympics, we see it in the World Cup. Geez. But you add on top of that, um, that you're having the opportunity to play the big bad Americans with all the crap that we've been doing. It's kind of awesome. Like, if you can't get amped for that, I don't know what to do. You're dead inside. Like, that is,
Yeah.
yeah, now, because now I not only do I wanna beat you because I wanna beat you, but now I kinda hate you, and so double whammy. It's a beautiful thing. It's a great, I guess in that way, it's a great time for sports if you're not here. Like, use it. Use it all for fuel, friends. We get it. We get it. Trust.
But trust me, a lot of us really get it. We do. We
We get
truly
it.
do.
We're
Uh,
rooting for you. So it's like, there he is.
by the way, I know this seems like it's a little old because I made it this morning, and then the news comes out.
No.
CBA has officially been confirmed. Well, at least verbally agreed
Yes.
upon. It has not been officially signed in. What are your thoughts on this new CBA? I have done some deep dives in this and seeing what they were going for, but
I mean,
quadrupling the salaries
no,
overnight is not a
5
small thing.
times. It's 5
5 times.
times. Yeah, yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. Look, it is a hell of a move in the right direction, and I have to believe if we're talking about the fact that they've agreed on this, that everybody feels, like they walk away with enough of a win to feel good about it to agree. I'm
Mhm.
happy for it. The max salary went up from, like, 3 or whatever it was, low 3s to 1.4. Like,
Yeah.
these are much better wages.
Mhm.
And you start somewhere. Look, you can't walk in there and you're realistic. You got to be realistic, right? Like, you're not going to get NBA salaries. Like, that was
No.
never what they were asking for. They're just asking for a more logical and I hate to use the word fair, but a better version of the cut. And
Mhm.
this is as hot as they've ever been as a league. And so I'm happy. I hope everyone will walk away when this does officially become fact, feeling good about it. And also, avoiding any kind of a lockout, which I don't think that would have been great for the player side of things. So I'm
Mhm.
glad that it looks like we're not going to have to deal with that.
Completely agree. And on top of that, the bigger sticking point wasn't even just the salaries, it was the
Mm,
revenue share that came into place. And granted, it is nowhere near the 50-50 split that the NBA has, but the
fair.
20% is a leap. That is they didn't need to get to NBA numbers. They needed to take steps forward. And
Yes.
5 times the average, the annual pay on top of the revenue sharing at 20% for the life of this deal, that's a massive step forward.
Yep, it's where everybody I think can agree this was supposed to go. So I'm happy as long as everyone else is happy. But the money makes a lot more sense than it did because good Lord, some of those salaries, I don't even, I just didn't understand how they were living in some of their respective cities on some of the
Yeah.
salaries.
Yeah, it's
That
wild.
was a
And then
little
it just
rent,
seems to me like
rent in
also,
Indianapolis ain't rent in Brooklyn. It's just
yeah.
I couldn't understand that. So I'm glad we're getting to a better place.
It's funny. It's not only that ESPN Sunday Night Women's Sports Night that I think was the big deal. Would you believe that I think that a Dennis Rodman's daughter was a big sticking point in this because
Oh,
she got a
interesting.
$1 million deal playing U.S. women's soccer. I
Yep.
have to assume whoever the WNBA players is like the soccer players getting a million, pay us.
I mean, yeah, you when you're in, how this is. When you're in something, you hear and have your eyes and ears out for anything that's remotely in that same circle of your industry. So,
Hmm.
yeah, that was a big deal when she got that as well. I'm glad. I did not want to lock out. I think they would have lost a lot of leverage.
Agreed.
And you're hot. You're so hot right now. You have to use that. You just
Yeah.
had to.
Well, I'm glad they got that done. Also, announced this week, I haven't gotten your take on it.
Mm.
NBA expansion looks like it's happening. And based on your face, Michelle, you don't seem all that thrilled. Talk to me.
I'm not thrilled at all. I don't want this. I want them to move 2 teams, probably Memphis and New Orleans, to Seattle and Las Vegas. I'm 1000% in on the Vegas and Seattle of it all. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I want both those cities to get NBA teams. But by diluting the talent pool, and then you're going to end up moving players from some of these like upper tier teams when you do the expansion draft, which I also don't love because I think
Mm-hmm.
that sucks for those teams that have established a roster that they're very happy with. And now all of a sudden you can only protect 8. And so everybody else is up for grabs. And I hate that part about it. I just think, you know, Memphis and New Orleans, like you've had time. You've had a lot of time. And
Mm-hmm.
if you aren't performing the way, whether it be revenue, ticket sales, what have you, then you gotta move. That's just the way it should be. I am not a fan of expanding. I think it would have been better to just move the 2 teams. We are already in the midst of a highly tanking season that started in
Thank you.
January. Started in January. Like, now what is this gonna do? I don't
Mm-hmm.
I don't love it. I love Vegas and Seattle. I 1000% want teams there. I think those 2 teams can be moved. And no, and it's not, I mean, it's not anything against Memphis and New Orleans, but time is time. Gotta go.
Mm-hmm. Do you think there is do you think this has been good for a couple of other teams? And hear me out on this because of the
Hmm.
location of these 2 teams, Seattle and Vegas, which I'm with you. Two cities that I absolutely think should have an NBA team. Do you think this is going to move, say, Minnesota to the east? And if so, do you think Minnesota's like, yes, move us to the east?
Oh, I'm sure they are. Yeah, like it's a different. I mean, look, I say that again, we all understand the Eastern Conference has been better this year than in years
Hmm.
past, but relatively speaking, once you're playing within your conference, I do think it's a slightly less competitive conference than the West. It just, yeah, it changes kind of your projection on where you may or may not finish year in, year out. And also geographically, quite frankly, never made sense anyways. And I get it. Memphis can make an argument as well, but I think Minnesota, based on a lot of like the geography of it, they are nowhere near Western Conference teams as a general everyday thing. Whereas Memphis is relatively close to the other, starting with New Orleans and heading west, they're closer. They're easier to get to. Minnesota's just out there, like just up and out there, and they'll be thrilled.
Hmm.
100% they'll be thrilled.
So, Michelle, I want to ask you about this. Keeping in the NBA before we move on to some quick hitters.
Mm,
I'm looking at the odds right now. I'm looking at the FanDuel Sportsbook as we
talk to
stand,
me.
and SGA isn't just in the lead potentially for the MVP in the futures market. It's running away in a way that I can't even begin to express. He's minus 1250. Minus
Man.
1250. Now, Joker is taking a step back. He's gone to plus 2,000. But Victor Wembanyama, who's taking a step forward, is also right around the same odds at plus 2,000. Can you explain to me why Victor Wembanyama's odds are not shorter? Because I agree that SGA is outrageous. But like, if I know the word valuable is very, very, very vague on purpose.
It's very subjective, like in this
Yes.
case. Yes.
But how can you not look at what Wemby brings to San Antonio and not think that's more valuable than what SGA brings to Oklahoma City?
It is. It's my look. I'm a homer, but if we're just going to have the argument for why you can make a case, I am a believer in voting MVP. You should take it quite literally. Which is why the Cade Cunningham argument and they sort of dropped off since we were having Cade in this discussion, but for that very reason as well. You take Cade off that Pistons team, like what are we even looking at, right? So it's I feel like that the Wemby thing is, well, I mean, the Spurs did a hell of a job when he was out for a while. They kept this ship going, which was impressive and quite frankly surprising even to me. But in my mind, it's tricky. I think sometimes we also get brainwashed. It's like we are right now in the midst of an SGA Jokic MVP just cycle. Like we did this with Jokic and Embiid. Like we just kind of get in this thing where it's two guys, and we're going to do this for a couple of 3-4 seasons, and it's just going to be them, and we're not even really going to be open to the idea of someone else. But if it was me voting, if I had a vote still, I would make the case for Wemby 100%. Now I don't know, like I think he's going to mathematically make the cut. Like for a while there, I didn't know some of these guys were going to miss more games, and we would not be able to even have this type of discussion. Jokic, I think still has one to go, right? If he misses a game, I think he's out of the running, period. But it's to me, without Wemby, it's tough, man, because I say all that, but I can also make the argument of, I don't know, dude, because the Spurs are hella deep. Like it may not seem like it to people who aren't watching Spurs basketball necessarily, but when I tell you, like, there's a reason why Oklahoma City and San Antonio are the two best teams in the league. They're deep as hell. For the very reason I just said, you can take SGA off the team, they'll be fine. You can take Wemby off this team for a stretch, they're fine. So it is tricky, but it'll be fine. He's going to end up winning so many of these bad boys. Like his future's so damn bright. It's almost scary how much shit he's going to accumulate in his career. Yeah. God bless him. He's going to need 19 houses to put all this hardware. It's just a big old castle in France. It's going to be awesome.
It is going to be very awesome. All right. No shame, no problem. It's time for some quick hitters.
It's so silly.
Michelle?
Yes.
Did you partake in St. Patty's Day yesterday? And if not, do you even like St. Patty's Day?
It's never really done much for me. I'm not like a binge drinker. So it's like, to me, it feels like St. Patty's Day is a real good excuse. You know what? I'm going to scratch that. And I didn't even do this on purpose. I started to rewatch Always Sunny from episode 1. So inadvertently, I feel like I celebrated St. Patrick's Day properly. But yeah, I'm not a huge drinker. And so I'm sure I got some Irish in me somewhere. I just don't care.
Well,
did you?
Yes, I went out yesterday. I went. No. Slow down, Michelle.
I will never.
I went out yesterday for 1 hour, and it was during the daytime. Yeah, I don't love St. Patty's Day, and it's not because I don't like going to like an Irish pub. It's because everyone goes to Irish pubs, and everyone is amateur hour. And this is when I left. It's great. I left about 15 minutes before the game started, so I can come back and watch the game at my own leisure. But I was in there, and it wasn't even the game time that actually clinched it for me. It was I was sitting there, and then like a group of like 5 girls and 5 guys came in that I just looked at them going like, they're all 12. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
They like the age. Like I'm finally at that age where I'm seeing younger people come into places and like, I don't want to be here. I'm good.
It's got a New Year's Eve like amateur vibe to the drinking aspect of the holiday. But that being said, Irish pubs, when I travel, no matter where in the world I am, I found one in Croatia that was probably my favorite place to go at night. I love Irish pubs, but on St. Patty's Day specifically, you can have it.
I have a fun one for you.
Oh, God.
Florida GOP gubernatorial candidate James Fishback is proposing a quote unquote sin tax, a
Oh, well, what?
50% tax on all models and influencers that have paid subscriptions, such as OnlyFans models. 50% of their earnings would go to the state for a sin tax in fucking Florida.
Which doesn't
Michelle,
have a
your
state
thoughts?
tax. That's crazy. Okay, so I need to understand this. So you're gonna tax the women and men who have the accounts, what have you, the ones
Yes.
that are, but you're not gonna tax or shame, which is really what this boils down to, the men, and it's going to be mostly men in this situation who are paying for such services. Because when I hear the word sin, kind of feels like the active people in it are the quote unquote sinners, which I don't have any belief in. And sinning to me is like pedophilia, the actual crimes, which again, I don't know if you guys know if a place called Mar-a-Lago happens to be in that great state of Florida. Are they getting taxed just as a general establishment? Because there's a whole lot of sinning going on within those walls. If you don't.
Michelle. No, 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 no,
Well,
no.
what about all the Republicans that are caught on Grinder? Do they get in trouble for any of this? How does that work?
Michelle.
Hmm.
Come on.
Don't know
The
if I like
only
it.
people that need to be punished are the women who are willingly showing their boobs and getting paid for it. They need more. What basically the sin tax, I'm sorry, is a state-funded pimp.
It's ridiculous. It is. I'm so sick of men. God damn it. I haven't said that yet today. You know what? I didn't need it. I was due. It just, it's just who's he? What is this performative bullshit for? What are we doing here? Like we are.
No,
This divide is just getting wider and wider between the
it's
sides. But it feels like one is just real bent on just taking shit away from people that no one asked you to take shit away from. Like, okay, dude. Don't, and by the way, don't call it a sin tax. Like that is such a judgmental barrel of horse shit. Like that is gross to me. Ugh. And what would you say his name was? Fishback?
Fishback. That's
What
his
a
name.
douche. I don't
Real
even like him from
name.
his name.
What a douchebag.
But it's
Anyway,
also you're shaming one half of the equation, but that one half of the equation doesn't exist without the millions of subscribers that are currently making these young women lots and lots of money. So what are we doing here? It all comes back to at the end of the day, these men, this type of man, they hate women. They hate
yes.
us. They cannot rest until they feel like they have absolutely owned us in every possible way. Quite frankly, goddamn, dude. Like, where's the vigilanteism, man? Like, where's my vigilante? Where's my daredevil out there getting ready to do some harm? We got a fishback we got to take care of now. Put him on the list.
I've always said that. Where the fuck's our daredevil?
Where's my daredevil, bruh?
Where's my blind
Shoot.
lawyer beating the shit out of criminals?
They just are so scared of everything that the possibility that a group of humans is more powerful. And by the way, none of us are close, white dudes. None of us are close to overcoming you in the power realm. Okay, you're making goddamn sure of that. But my lord, could you be less freaking obvious about it? A sin tax. Get out of here. I could name a lot of sins that are being done by people you consider friends. So no. Start with the church. Just don't get me started. Don't get me started. Fishback. Get out of here.
Fishback. What a fucking douchebag. Anyways, Michelle, what's your favorite chain restaurant that's not a fast food joint?
What?
I went a hard left on you on this one.
That is my favorite wait, say it again.
Your favorite chain restaurant that
Shit.
isn't fast food. I did ask this question earlier this week to Rob Brown, and I think it's an interesting question.
So are we defining fast food? Like,
No
does that
drive-thru.
mean it's like a sit down? Like you have to walk in and
You
sit
have
down?
to walk in and sit down.
Like a Cheesecake Factory type sit.
Like a Cheesecake Factory.
Man, I worked at Carrabba's for a while, but that's definitely not my favorite. God, that is tough. Wait, what was your answer?
I hate to say it. I thought about it for a while, and I came back to one thing. I don't know why I like P.F. Chang's so much, but
That's not bad.
dude, I love me that Mongolian beef. I just really, really do.
You know what? When I lived in Connecticut, I don't this might come as a surprise to some of y'all listening, not a lot of options, where I lived. So, it was, P.F. Chang's was one of the sort of I don't know, nicer is the word, restaurants, but I got addicted to their, like, their chicken soup. They call it something else, but it's like chicken it's so freaking good. I could eat
Mhm.
it now. Ooh, P.F. Chang's is a really good one. My God, I'm trying I've worked at so many of them, by the way. I've worked at Carrabba's, I worked at
Mhm.
Papacitos, I worked at, Saltgrass, I worked at, God, there's like 3 more that
Elephant
I'm
Bar,
blanking out.
maybe.
Like, I've, like, done a lot of chain restaurant,
Mhm.
waiting tables, so I'm just like Outback kind of still has its place. The bread's good,
The bread's
the
amazing, the
dressing's
steaks are
good.
fine, and I'm sorry, a
It's hard to
bloomin'
screw up a
onion?
steak. Yeah, bloomin' like, it's not a bad one. I actually feel like if I just want a steak, I'm missing an obvious one and I can't I'm drawing a total blank. I'm gonna yell it out in like 3 hours. Damn it!
Love it, love it, love it. All right, final question.
Hmm.
Michelle Beadle, what does Michael B. Jordan have to accomplish to become Michael A. Jordan?
I don't know, but I was so happy for him. I know I didn't get to talk to you about the Oscars.
Oh, don't
I
worry,
was
it's
so
next.
happy for him. You forget, like, I forgot, I shouldn't say you because you might not have. I had forgotten how long he's been acting. Like, I'd
Yeah,
forgotten
right.
The Wire. I completely just and to see him and, like, Plemons in the same room and just sort of, you know, give each other the nod is just such
Mhm.
a full circle moment that I appreciated from an as an outsider looking in. He's fantastic. There's nothing. He's fantastic.
Yes.
He takes his mom to everything, and
Mhm.
I find that kinda interesting, but that's like that was the Leo pattern for a while. Like, remember Leo? Bradley Cooper took his mom to everything for a really long time, like,
Yeah, and then
I
they
guess
wore
I
out their
guess
welcomes.
yeah, they finally got, like, a girl or decided to take a girl, what have you. I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio brought a woman this time. It might be one of the rare times where he brought, like, a date, but yeah, I don't know what else he could do. Has he done funny?
Michael B. Jordan? No, I don't think he's done any comedy yet. I guess that's
He has
it's kind
either.
of the last thing on his list because you're right. The Wire, Friday Night Lights, which I know was a big exposure for everybody.
Yep.
I would actually go a step further. I know everybody likes Friday Night Lights, but I thought his first really like huge thing in the mainstream, which the movie I don't think was expected to be mainstream, was remember that movie Chronicle, where he was a part of that group that all got those
Oh,
superpowers, and it was shot in like on like camcorders. It was a Josh Trank movie, and he was one of the stars of that. And I
2012?
remember what. Yeah, I remember watching him and it going like, dude, of all the actors in this guy's stealing the movie. And then, of course, I saw him in Fruitville Station, his first movie where he
That's
collaborated with Ryan
yeah.
Coogler. And I'm just like, holy shit, these two are the best two young filmmakers in the business. And
Hmm.
I don't need to say anything about Sinners to tell you how much I loved everything in
I
it.
loved it. I thought it was creative and different, and, I was actually I'm still almost pleasantly shocked that it was even considered as an Oscar because 'cause we're just so used to sort of like a certain formula of boring that is Oscar stuff. By the way, Chronicle has an 85 on Rotten Tomatoes, so, I mean, that might be
Good
something worth
movie.
checking
It's
out.
a good movie.
Yeah,
The
I'm
only
like,
the
I don't
only
even know this.
downside is that Max Landis's name is attached to it. It's the only thing
Oh.
he did that wasn't horseshit. But God, I hate me some Max Landis.
So funny, I just listened to
Michelle.
an entire podcast about John Landis and the Twilight Zone
Oh,
deaths.
you mean that murderer? I mean alleged murderer.
Yeah, that's it was by the way, great podcast. It's on American History on Wondery, which I love. Oh, you know what? Swaggy's right. He did host SNL and he actually had some fun. Remember they did that like they had a couple good
Oh,
sketches and
the
he was really good
forehead,
in
the forehead thing. The forehead thing was
Forehead.
fucking
That's right.
hilarious.
God, I just saw that. You know what? He's okay. So we know he can do it now. Can he do a
Yeah,
whole like movie of comedy?
I don't
I'm here
know.
for it. Whatever he decides. I
At,
like him. I like him
at
a
this
lot.
point, at this point, I bet he can. So, what was your takeaway from the Oscars? What was your favorite stuff? I've said all week the live performance of "Lie to You." I can't
Oh,
believe how good that was. That was
I
just
think
off
Misty
the
Copeland
charts.
being like on stage in front of Timothy Chalamet was
And,
perfect.
boy, was that the worst night of Timothy Chalamet's life?
No. He's in an interesting spot right now. Like I've
He
seen
is.
major publications write articles about like he should disappear for like we're at that stage. Like the Ryan Reynolds maybe take a break stage, get out of here for a second, which is crazy because 10 minutes ago he was the darling of the NBA playoffs and we couldn't get enough Chalamet. So it'd be kind of interesting to be a fly on the wall where he is right now. Also, whoever dressed him should be fired, but that's neither here nor there. Look, I think the crowd was sort of lame. I love Conan
They were
O'Brien, so
really
for me,
lame.
I'm here. And so I think things that probably should have hit a little harder didn't seem to in that room. It's the stuffiest of the award shows. Just merely the setup, just sitting in like theater rows versus tables where there's alcohol and food and it's a completely different vibe than the other award shows and it's the final of them all. I've never loved the Oscars like from that angle, but I think the most point the part of the night weirdly that stands out the most to me and it is political, but it was the guy who did the documentary about, Mr. Nobody Takes on Putin, and
Yeah,
his acceptance speech was
incredible.
so eye-opening because here this man is having done a documentary about Russia, the place that we've always judged as how you don't do things, and he's talking about, once you let this, and this go, you find you're in a horrible spot, and all of it pertained to us, and I was just like, "This is a shocking real moment that I'm having right now listening to this man speak." So, to me, that's the thing that I remember the most from the night, weirdly. That man.
It's funny. I do remember that speech. It was very good. That the lie to you, live performance stood out to me a lot. And Conan O'Brien's opening monologue, of which everybody just desperately trying not to laugh. What is wrong with I agree with you,
No.
dude. They need it. I know there's a bar behind the stage. They need Golden Globes
Yeah.
this. They need to just
Hold it.
put
Get rid of the chairs. Table.
everyone there needs a fucking bottle service at their table,
Yep.
like we're at the Circa pool.
It needs to be because here's the thing. This is already an obnoxious night by definition, right? It's a room full of, for the most part, I'm not talking about the doc maker. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about these A-list people who get off sort of on patting themselves on the back. Like it's a ridiculous night. You already are one of the 1% of the world who's been blessed with this amazing life. Now we have to sit here and actually like do it more. That seems a little much. So we're already going into it that way. So you got to lighten these mofos up, man. Whatever it takes, I don't care. Just change it. But actually, Swaggy's right too. I remember thinking Billy Crystal is one hell of a professional because if my best friend and somebody who I've known for decades was needlessly murdered in such a disgusting, gruesome way, there's no way I'm holding it together. None. Zero. I'm still angry like that. I couldn't imagine. So pro's pro up there doing that. But yeah, the Barbara Streisand part that was something that happened. Always about Babs. It's always about Babs. She makes it work.
I'm really glad you said it, so I didn't have to be the one to say it first. When she started singing, I actually said out loud, "Oh no, please don't! Oh no, please,
no."
Please
My
don't."
mother was rolling in her urn because she loved Barbara Streisand so much, so much. She loved Barbara Streisand and Robert Redford for that matter. Like that was her favorite. And when she started singing, I was like, I'm glad my mom's not seeing this. This would have been bad for her because her idol was ridiculously cringe.
It was the cringiest fucking thing. And by the way, I kind of dug this. I don't know if you saw this. Jane Fonda was not happy about it.
Did I miss Jane Fonda?
She wasn't there. She wasn't happy about it after the fact. She put out a statement saying, yeah, Barbara up here gushing all over this. They did one movie together. He and I did 4 movies together.
Oh, damn. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
And,
that's interesting.
We don't need Babs these days. We just don't. We're good.
No, but this is what I told my girlfriends. We're live texting each other. She's the OG Mariah. Like Mariah this will be the same at some point. So get ready. It's coming. Sean Penn. Yeah, he just doesn't. He didn't he went to the one where he could like chain smoke and the fun one. I'm telling you, the SAGs, like the Golden Globes, those are just more chill. People need to be chill. It's so stuffy.
I did love Culkin's line though. Sean Penn couldn't be here or didn't want to, so I'll take it for him.
He got shit for that. People
really?
Yeah, they were like, it was too snide. I'm like, but he wasn't there.
Off,
but you know why? But you know why? Because there's always a reason we have to feel bad. Because it turns out, where Sean Penn is and was.
Yes, he was out meeting with Zelensky.
He was, yes. So,
but also lighten up, everybody.
Thank you. This goes back to my chill. Just chill. Chillax, bruv.
This is why, honestly, listen, I'm actually a pro Hollywood guy, but this is why everyone fucking hates you, Hollywood.
I think it all the time. I love movies. I love TV. I love it. It's all I do. But there's a moment where you're like, you gotta laugh at yourself more. Come on now. Come
Jesus,
on
you got
now.
Conan
Also,
O'Brien
I
up there
was
who's
proud of
laughing hard at
Conan.
himself.
Like but Conan had like some pretty scathing lines that are not normally Conan-esque. He doesn't normally traipse into that sort of political dagger. And he had a couple where I was like, okay, I
That's a
see you, Conan.
non-Conan
You
type
know
of
when you
movie.
got to Conan, you know it's bad.
Yeah.
We're in a
Yeah,
bad place.
when you have Conan making political jokes,
Like pedophilia jokes. Like you're like, oh,
shit's
we're
wild.
here. Yeah. Yeah. We've
Michelle,
taken a turn.
what do you say we go ahead and shiggle?
Let's do it.
Michelle, what are you shiggling on today?
So my passport expires in 27. And I already got the email, which, I'm glad that they're on top of it because I certainly wouldn't have been. But I get the email that's like, hey, heads up, your passport expires in 27. So you need to get on that. And you're like, well, why do I need to get on that? Because then I reminded myself, and they tell you this in the email. Yes, you technically have a whole year. However, a lot of countries don't accept passports that have not been established for at least 6 months. So basically, I'm like, well, then why don't we just say that my passport expires in 2026 so that I would have just done that? It's like this crazy convoluted thing where you're like, you think you have another year, but you don't. You have 6 months max and you got to get that shit done. But I will say, and I don't even know who some .gov sent me this email. I was very, very grateful, like grateful. So on the one hand, I was laughing because I was like, this is an absurd process. But more importantly, I was grateful that they pointed it out because I would have been the one that would have been like, no, but this doesn't expire for another 2 months. My trip is this week. What's the big? And then I would have been denied and I would have cried my ass off. So thank you, .gov, for being on top of my passport shit. Now it's like it jumped to the top of my to-do list for urgencies.
Yeah, and you also need it so you can vote in the next election. We got to save America, Michelle. We got to save America.
I know.
Oh,
See, ladies,
gotta
this
save
is
it.
why I was always against changing your last name. You should never change your last name. Now you're gonna have a passport.
By the way, the 24th Amendment says this act actually can't pass, but that's neither here nor there.
There are a lot of things that are said that we're not supposed to be doing. No one seems to be stopping that. So
fair point. Fair point.
Yeah.
All right, my shiggle is based on this lovely, lovely Utah woman named Corey Richins, who has now been found guilty of fatally poisoning her husband. Why am I shiggling on this? It's simply this. It is the laziest murder I have ever seen in my life in today's day and age. She allegedly poisoned her husband, getting fentanyl that she got from a very close person to both of them, which was their housekeeper.
Oh, snap.
She was having an affair
Wait.
time.
Did the housekeeper know what this person wanted the fentanyl for?
She says absolutely not. And then when the man died, she apparently confronted the wife saying, tell me you did not kill your husband. And she said, no, he had a stroke and died. Then she apparently 2 months beforehand took out a life insurance policy on the guy for $1.27 million and forged his signature allegedly, and had hundreds of text messages deleted and searches deleted, which of course were found because the internet lives in ink, and she apparently looked up certain things on, how to murder. And I think my very favorite part of this entire thing is to get the smell off of her 1 month after the murder.
Wait, the smell of what?
Of her being a massive, obvious suspect.
Oh, I thought you meant literal smell. I was like, what
no. To get all the watchdogs off her, she commissioned a ghostwriter to write a children's book about grieving the loss of a parent, titled "Are You Still Here?" I don't know what to say other than she's about to get 25 to life. And guys, has none of you seen a Dateline episode? Jesus.
How? So, and that's what's crazy to me is like, it seems more times than not there's a search history. Maybe this is something I'm not supposed to admit out loud, but I'm pretty confident with my consumption of true crime information over the course of my entire adult life that I'm good to go on committing a murder. Like I pretty much know what I need to know. I've got variety of ways I can do it. A variety of ways I can hide it, and I don't need to Google anything at this point. And I just don't get it. Like, what has she been watching for the last however many years that she wasn't already mentally prepared for this big day? And was she was having an affair? Was she doing this to go be with this affair person, or
No.
interesting?
Apparently, she had lost a lot of money in her personal finances because she had been. Apparently, she had been running her own business that had
Sweet
lost like
Jesus.
$4.3 million, and her husband was doing well financially. So she thought, you know what? I'll just kill him.
And how much did it take her to have a book ghost written? I feel like that's a waste of money already.
Oh, it's a massive waste of money.
It's like she's smart but stupid. Like she had an interesting idea, like, "Ooh, I know how I'll get him off my trail," which is it's kinda creative, but also dumb as hell. I mean, OJ did this, remember, Sweet Pea?
Mhm.
He wrote a book called If I Did It. So,
Hey, Michelle, I hear what you're saying about the getting away with murder thing. We've seen enough Dateline.
yeah, I'm
You and I
good.
have listened to enough True Crime. Here's the
Yeah.
truth. I think it just more nowadays just depends on who you kill, the quality of person you kill. Because if there's one thing I learned last year, you can't get away with it at all if you kill certain people. Because Luigi seemingly did everything very by the book, and they found him quickly.
Yeah, I mean, look, did he though? Because he's just hanging out in a fast food place eating, just visible as all get out. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, that's absurd to me. Trust me, when I do, if I do decide to turn murderer, the people that I will target will be bad humans. Like, I promise you, there's no world in which I'm killing a
No, you're
good person. Like, what's the
no,
point
you're
of
gonna
that?
Dexter this.
Yeah, oh yeah, this is a work in progress. I think I've said too much, quite frankly. Now I'm screwed, regardless. Do you know what? Get rid
Well,
of
on
all
that
of this.
note,
Get rid
let's
of this footage right now.
this episode will not be clipped. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's a good time for us to reflect. Reflections. Oh, Michelle, what are you reflecting on today?
I'm reflecting on a moment I shared with two lovely strangers about what time is it? About 3 hours ago. I was on my way to another beautiful hot class, and the traffic was stupid. And it's a long ocean where it's 2 lanes, and everyone was driving like it was their first day. And so I needed to go into a little bit of an aggressive mode driving wise. I'm not proud of it, but it was pretty good, if I do say so myself. I was doing some maneuvers that would make some professional drivers take note. And in doing so, got around some dumb shit, made my way to a red light. Now I'm free and clear. At this red light, a car pulls up next to me and they're like, roll down my window. I'm like, okay. So I roll it down, and I know it's not anybody that I've just cut off because I was very aware of who I was cutting off. So I wasn't worried in that way. Roll down the window. It's a young couple. They're adorable. And he goes, "Hey, my wife she's shocked that you're the one driving." I think like old white lady. Maybe they weren't expecting to be driving that way. Like, I'm sorry,
Mhm.
older white lady. And B, she thinks you're a badass driver. And I was like, thank you. It's about time somebody says something positive about my driving and not just get on me for slowing down, please. So whoever that nice, young, mysterious couple was, love ya. Love ya.
I have seen Michelle Beadle drive. I do not have the same sentiment as these two lovely young
No,
couples.
no one does. I said this to
simply
my
do not.
friends, and they were like, "No, you're terrifying." I was like, "Pfft, only to you because you don't know what I'm gonna do
I
then." I know.
remember the first time I saw you drive. I was legitimately concerned for
Yeah.
not just weirdly not your safety, because you drive a fucking tank. You drive
Yeah, I'm
you
good.
drive you drive the Batmobile. No one else is fucking safe
Yeah, well,
around you.
be better. Be better. You have to understand that I am the daughter of Serenella Palladino Beadle, who once, I'm in the car with her, hit 2 people at a intersection with her giant stupid Hummer, and then which, by the way, we paid $1,000,000 to be taken over to Italy for no goddamn good reason. Hit them, her fault, gets out and has the audacity to basically give them money as if they're annoying her. Ma'am, That is unacceptable. That is
Dude.
unacceptable. I have not done that.
My grandfather used to do the same fucking
Oh,
thing. That's that generation.
mortified.
His thing was like at leaving Dodger Stadium, and this
Oh.
is something he said out loud. He would just drive through people and exit Dodger Stadium because he said, I have a bigger Cadillac. They should get out of the way.
And they will, by the way. They will. That's the point. It's the point of having a big car. And I am Italian. Thank you. They get it. They know.
My reflection's simply this. The weather has been so good. It has been so good here in Southern California. I've been finding myself, because like as much as I've always loved being at a beach or like being at a pool, and I never really would let myself spend like more than an hour at any of these places. I've really gone out of my way on weekends specifically, Michelle, to like really give myself the time, the me time I feel like I kind of deserve. Because I'm busting my ass all week, and now on the weekends I'm really kind of trying to do. What I'm saying is I'm trying to include a little more of that Michelle Beadle mentality into my life.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You should, and it's when I'm most grateful than when I'm on the West Coast as these types of days, because it really does. You feel lucky. You're like, you know what, this is. Puts some things into perspective, gives you time to think, and also just the sun makes things better. It just does.
Really does. And I would like to remind everyone to like, share, and subscribe wherever you get your favorite podcast. And of course, like, share, and subscribe right here to YouTube. We'll be back tomorrow. Well, not Michelle, of course, because Michelle needs a break until Monday, and I know
need to go
that.
Cocoon.
And I'll be back here tomorrow and tomorrow's special guest, Jen Piacenti, joining the show. And that'll be a lot of fun. Michelle, have a great rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend. I look forward to seeing your very, very excited face on Monday.
Oh my God, Winnie just made a horrible sound, but she's fine. And I shall see you Monday as well. Have a great weekend. And as always, R.I.P. Estelle Getty.